want you guys to make so much noise that they hear that in that room. I wonder why they're not in here. You got it?
Yeah.
All right. Please, everyone, give it up for our lovely, talented, legendary return of the Living Dead cast. We are missing one, right? We're missing Miguel.
Where's Miguel?
We all know where Miguel
Good
is.
question.
Oh, wow, we lost Miguel. Hey, where's my phone over there?
Shiny.
Is it one?
Yeah, the pink one. The one not charging.
The one not charged.
The one not charging. That's the one.
Hi.
Miguel, get in here.
I'm just texting Mike right now. I'm going to let him know that we're missing one.
He knows. He's right out there.
Okay,
He was there.
He's smoking.
He's Miguel.
Yeah, he's Miguel.
it's okay.
Fly in here.
And he's going to make the entrance.
And we're going to all be like,
Oh, no.
We're done. Tell him we're done.
We're going to say boo.
too late. You know that was his plan the whole time, though, right? That was his plan the whole time. We're done.
He's going to be coming in like,
He's okay.
not Miguel.
Woo.
We know he's a theatrical person. So let's say boo.
Boo.
No, when Miguel comes here, everyone get up and leave. That's
Thank you. Good night.
What's up, Taylor?
I don't know how to do this. Put some hard thing next to my mouth. I'm sorry.
check, check.
Okay.
You're good to go.
Hear me now?
Okay.
I do
I'll go find him.
something.
Here we go. Okay. Come on, Miguel.
That's the last.
Miguel Nunez.
Out of here.
Miguel Nunez.
It's a buzz.
Are you missing Miguel?
He's going to get sucked.
I'm in the kitchen.
Miguel Vortex.
He's not here.
And he was actually one of the men who was with us.
Yeah, he
Oh, he's in my
was
nose.
He was
Standing right out there
with
with us. We all came in and he evaporated.
And then he saw somebody with some great merchandise.
Anyone see
Where'd
Miguel
you get
Nunez?
that? And he went to go
Have you
buy
seen
it.
Miguel Nunez? He's in the bathroom?
He is not in that.
Follow him in.
No
I
luck.
want to hear what it sounds like.
Is he out there? Is Miguel there?
You know what it's like.
We're looking for Miguel. You see Miguel?
The funniest part is he's in there and we can hear
Where
him.
are you?
This is
See,
funny.
he's in my can't find him. I tried.
But he will show up.
He's just there.
He'll make an entrance.
That's all right. We'll start without him.
Yeah.
Yeah. And if he misses too many questions, y'all just, Okay, let's start with you, sir. I want to, again, ask each of you individual questions. This time I'm going to ask you about yourself, so it might be easier to answer. I would love to know about your acting, puppeteer journey for you, or directing journey, whatever you guys are doing nowadays.
Nowadays.
Yes. How did you start this? Well, nice of you to show up, sir.
I'm sorry. I had a blimp in a hanger.
So let's start with you. How did you start your journey into the arts?
Wow. Okay. I was like a theater kid in high school, so one of them, and I went to. I just studied acting. I went to Cal Arts in California to get my master's in acting. I was just going to work in the theater, and if I could find some way into movies and TV in LA, that'd be great. And then the next thing I knew, I was, at least for this, I was just at an audition, because as an actor, you just go out on auditions. But even in college, I had started to work as a puppeteer at the same time. And so, all throughout the 80s, basically, I was doing both. I had a sort of a dual career. Sometimes I'd work as a puppeteer, sometimes I'd work as an actor, do commercials, things like this, and other films and things. And then by the early 90s, I started working as a puppeteer with the Jim Henson Company, and from then on, it was like I was so busy with that, I just didn't have time to go out on a lot of auditions for acting work again, and so the acting side of things kind of atrophied a little bit, but the puppeteering took off, and I've been busy doing that ever since. And I still do on-camera acting stuff occasionally. Just did a commercial at the beginning of the year, which was amazing because I hadn't done one in a while. But it's the way it is. It's always up and down for us, you know. But it's a fun life, and I wouldn't have traded it for anything.
And I'd also love to ask you, yes, absolutely. I'd also love to ask you what you love most about puppeteering.
Oh, wow.
Such a unique skill set.
It's a unique skill set. It's another form of acting. I don't differentiate too much between puppetry and acting. It's just acting with your hand, although you really do have to use your full body. And it's one of the reasons I think I'm still in relatively good shape at my age. I'm 103. Because it's a physical job. Even though people think of it as just holding up a puppet, you know, in front of the camera, it's your whole body is always involved in it. And so that type of thing helps to keep you active and nimble, you know.
And it helps when you look like a puppet.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing, you know. When I started out with the Jim Henson Company, Jim was about 6'2", Frank Oz was about 6'2". All the main Muppet performers were just about the same height because it made things easy. When you hold up the puppet, all the puppets were just lined up there. If you had somebody who was 5'3", you know, all you would see is their eyes peeking up. And so that, I think one of the positives I had going was I was the same size as everybody else who was already working there. So that was one of the reasons, just pure dumb luck, that I got in there.
Awesome, thank you.
Yes. Yes, test. Tell your mom to call you. Please turn off your phones, please.
How rude.
I got started early 20s, started went to acting class, and got an agent, was doing a lot of commercials. I did one with Kermit the Frog, believe it or not, a commercial.
For what?
For it was a bicentennial coin that they were doing it.
76.
Yeah, I played. We were crossing the Delaware. He was George Washington. I was George Washington. I was one of the other presidents. Full circle of the puppeteering world. And then I was auditioning. My first movie was a role in The Woman in Red, opposite Charles Grodin, and then soon after got cast in Return of the Living Dead, which was a long process. And that was it. That's how it kind of got started.
Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you, Tom. Thank you, Tom.
Also a theater nerd in high school. I loved acting. I went to college. I went to USC, the Conservatory of Fine Arts. It's such a pretentious name. I didn't know what I wanted to do. I wanted to be an actor, so I moved to LA to be, I thought when I get out of school, I got to see if I can live in a city, because I'm like a surfer from the beach, and I'm like, I don't know if I can live in the city. I ended up loving LA. I loved LA in the 80s. I just started doing plays out of college, and I got cast in Children of the Corn, was my very first movie. And this was my fourth or something like that. Low budget, like horror movies, and I thought, well, these are just practice for when I get a better movie, but I'm not here for any of those other movies. I'm here for low budget horror movies I did in the 80s. And, but I worked as much as I could, and then I stopped working and started teaching surfing for like 20 years, and then it's just too hard, and then I got older, and I kind of retired. I left SAG, you're still in, I left SAG, and now I'm doing low-budget, independent horror movies and teaching surfing, so I have them both going on, and I love it. I dream about it. Acting's just been a great life for me. I've really enjoyed it.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Were you born here in California?
I was born and raised in California,
Okay,
yeah.
that's so. I have a twin sister, and so my journey was a little different. We were born in Burbank, which is where all the studios are, And when they saw that twins were born, they immediately went to the hospital. Who's the mom? And they tracked my mother down and put us in a movie called Shenandoah with Jimmy Stewart when we were tiny babies. Wow. And then we did other things from that. We did some commercials and some game shows, I've forgotten now, like Who's...
The Way of the Baby?
No, we're growing up. It Takes Two, these different various game shows, or talk shows, and commercials.
You should explain why twins are valuable.
Yeah.
Why do they use twins?
Oh, twins are valuable because they can only work babies and children for so long, and they have to switch them out. So if you've got twins or
30
triplets,
minutes is the only time they can work. Only 30 minutes, and then they have to switch them out.
When they get to 13, they
yeah.
30 minutes or until they get wet.
Right.
Until they get wet, he said. Until they have to train them. Get wet. But then my mom pulled us out when we were like 4, and so that's enough of that. No, we were not the Wrigley or Peppermint. We didn't do any of those. And then I was, I think, 17, and I had a friend who was at the studio, I forget which studio, but General Hospital. And the casting director walked by, and he said, "Hey, are you an actress?" And I said, "No." And he says, "Yeah, you are. Come read for me." And so it was crazy. And so then the next day I was on General Hospital, and it was, yeah. And then from that, I got a manager and an agent. It just went on from there. So, but I'm also, my family's in the film business. My mom is a production designer. My husband's a production designer. So I kind of grew up in the studios where I'd go over. My mom did Goonies, and so I went to the studio and hung out there. And I was always just on the lot hanging about. So it was just a funny, it was a natural progression for me.
That's almost like a 42nd Street situation, just fell into your lap.
Yeah, just yay, fun.
That don't happen for black actors. I was on set. He said, "Are you an actor?" I said, "Yeah." He said, "No, you're not."
Joe, what about you? Pass over the mic and
sorry.
And let's hear about your acting journey.
My acting journey. My father shot himself when I was 5. I was kicked out of the house. I ended up in a strip joint.
Is this real?
Here we go.
You ended up where?
In a strip joint.
Strip joint.
Yes.
That's why I'm at.
Yeah.
She was a waitress.
And that's where.
Many jobs.
Now wait, listen.
And then, so in the course of being a strip joint at that time, those 80s movies and whatever, My Tutor, Zapped, at any time that there was a topless scene, naturally, you get the girl in the strip joint, any of that stuff. So that went through years, but it was great money. It didn't really hurt my mind, sort of. I mean, I did a lot of drugs, so that's probably why it didn't hurt my mind. And then all of a sudden, this customer comes in, and he's smoking this horrible cigar, and I'm like, "Can you please put that out?" And I got in an argument, and then he asked me if I wanted to be naked in a movie, and I said, "Fuck no, dude. I mean, I'm naked up here, I can't take it." And he goes, "Well, I guess you just lost out on the part." I said, "Wait, you're my best friend. Let's go through your script."
What was his name?
Dan O'Bannon. And so when I was looking through the script, I said, "I'd like to play this girl, Tina." "No, you're not sweet." And I said, "Well, what's this other girl's name?" "Well, I don't know. I haven't figured her out yet, but she likes to party." "I do too." So that's how we came about. I created the name Casey only because, I don't know, that's what came to me. No thought plan in that. And so I always had the part, even though we had this really long audition to find how well we communicate with each other. But I was thankful because I got to keep my clothes on. Silly me, man. I should have just taken off my clothes and, became trash, which was actually called Legs before the trash thing. Me.
Whoa! Balloons behind us.
But it was, so that's where then the whole Return of the Dead thing happened, and then
In LA, everybody would hit the deck.
And then I got into writing, and I wrote for all these big, huge publications, and then I wrote for Hillary Clinton on her 2016 failure, and now
I'm here.
I'm here. So there you go. Yay.
My career kind of started like hers. I was a stripper, and career is definitely, I'm from North Carolina, deep in the country, and every single day of my life I said I was going to be a movie star, and everybody said, how is that possible? You're skinny, you're ugly, you're poor, you're black, and you're on a farm. It's not possible. I graduated from high school, just like I told him 4 months later. I made 3 bologna sandwiches. I got a check. I was working at a tobacco factory, and I got on a bus, and I ran away to Hollywood, landed downtown LA, lived in the streets. I thought I could go to Hollywood, but when I got to the bus station, I asked that man, I said, can I go on top like this when I first got out? I asked if I go to Hollywood. He said, no, you can't go to Hollywood. So I thought you had to be an actor to get into Hollywood. That's how naive I was. But what I found out later was I was at the Trailways station. Trailways went downtown LA. Greyhound went to the Hollywood. So I ended up downtown LA in the worst part of entire California on Skid Row, because that's where the bus station landed. I ended up sleeping in the streets, sleeping behind the bus station, eating out of the trash, waking up every day with lice on me, go to the Union Rescue Mission to get sprayed with poison, get the lice off you. They wash your clothes. I kept telling everybody on the street I was going to be a movie star. And they said, how the hell is that going to happen? You're skinny, you're downtown LA, you're poor, you don't have no money. They got actors, and I told everybody, I promise you on God it's going to happen. I promise you it's going to happen. I didn't know how, and I didn't know how it was going to happen, and I ended up getting, well, I can't say I got an audition because you wouldn't understand it, but I was on a bus one day and some guys going, I said, hey, what are you doing? He said, I'm an actor. I said, I'm an actor too. My name is Miguel Nunez. I'm from 640 Cemetery Street, Wilson, North Carolina. I came here to be a movie star. I said, okay, hold on, slow down. He said, hey, you're going to have to take this right. I said, what is that? He says, it's a resume. You're going to need a resume. You're going to need a photo. And I said, can I have it? He said, yeah, keep that. So when he got off the bus, I looked at, when he got off the bus, I saw them shoot cameras in the park. It was called a cattle call, which means anybody can audition, which I didn't know. So I go to the next stop sign, next bus stop. I get off, I take the resume he gave me, I go into a coffee place, I white out his name, put my name on it, made a copy. I went back into the park and I got the lead in a Gino's restaurant commercial. And I went back to, and I didn't know what that meant, so the guy was like, how'd you get it, blah, 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 blah. I said, no, my name is Miguel Nunez, 647 3rd Street, up here. He said, okay, wait, hold on. How did you find out about this? I said, well, some guy told me, hey, wait, there he is. And the guy was right there. He said, wait, you got it? And I said, you don't have an agent, man? He said, I'll take him to my agent. So he ended up taking me to his agent. And of course, he signed me. I said, my name is Miguel Nunez. I'm from 647 Street. I want to be a movie star. And I said, I don't want to be in the cattle call. You can have all that money. I want to be in movies. I want to be in horror movies. I swear to God, that was the first thing I wanted to do. He said, no, this is on TV. So he said, I'm going to sign you, of course, so you get the 10%. And then I think that, yes, and I think the next 47 auditions he sent me on, I probably got 40 of them.
Yeah, you did.
And I was still homeless when I did Return of the Living Dead. They didn't know that, but I was rushing and flying and sneaking to the set, and I was still homeless at the Union Rescue Mission. They didn't even know this, and it started going from there. So.
That's an amazing story, both of you two. Okay, do we have any audience questions right now? Don't be shy.
Thank you. God bless you.
See, you better come up with something or he's going to leave us. Okay, there you go. Threaten them.
Okay, so I'm from Alabama.
How you doing, Alabama?
I live in the boondocks. I'm not wanting to be an actor, so I'm not going to tell you my.
Okay, good. Wait, hold on. What about a stripper? No?
Nobody wants to see that.
Okay, good. I don't know now. Got some training in my life.
There's someone for everyone, I'm told.
That's right.
I've already found my someone. He's at home with my kids.
Yeah, you did find him. Yeah, let you come out by yourself. All right, go ahead.
No, I ran out here by myself. So, did that change your directory from you going to Return of the Living Dead? Yeah, you go in there, did it change your directory and start where you needed to start?
What started was the auditions. When I got that, then the next audition I got Friday 13th. I got there in 80 and 87. I was on tour duty. I got a lead in a big series on CBS, and I just never lost an audition.
Well, was you able to get from being homeless?
Oh, hell to the yeah!
I'm talking about from this movie. Did that?
Oh yeah, definitely. Absolutely. Got my first apartment, got my first car, everything. We didn't get paid a lot of money though, man. Don't get it twisted.
You keep giving your address.
I did that to everywhere I went to.
Thank you. And you had one? Yeah?
I got a twofer. For Allan, how did it feel to finally get in the Tarman suit? And for everybody else, how was it? What was your first reaction when you saw it?
Sticky,
Squishy, kind of squishy. It was, people think I had to sit in a makeup chair for hours on that, but really it's just like a pair of leotards, bottom and top. And
did you keep it?
No, are you kidding? I was like,
you know how much that would be worth now?
Well, it wouldn't look very good.
Foam, I wasn't talking foam there when you took it out.
Well, that's just it. The last thing I shot was the scene where I pop out of the basement and he knocks the head off. So the way they did that is I walk up, the door opens, I walk up, swings, and they yell, cut! I get out of the suit, and there's a guy there who is this tall to me, who gets right into the suit, and they put a fake head on top of him, and he literally just knocks
I actually remember that.
And I just remember getting out of the suit, looking at the guy going, I am so sorry about this. Really, this is not, I wouldn't ask you, I hope you're getting paid. I'm so sorry. But I mean, the suit itself, I was like 29 years old, and it's my first movie, and it's like, hey, I'll do anything. The worst part of it was that they would just get the head on way too early. They were like way behind schedule. And so they would get the head on, and I would just sit around because I couldn't even bend like this. I would just sit around on the set like this for a couple of hours, literally. And everybody's like walking by me, and they would see me sitting there, and it was like, oh, Jesus, I don't know what that is. It was not conducive to conversation, I'll put it that way.
So I'm going to ask you, that guy had to put on the same suit you had? He didn't have
the exact same suit. Oh
my God, it must have been sweaty and nasty.
Yeah, well, the thing is, they would goop it up with this mixture of like water and glycerin and KY gel. And before every time they rolled, they would spray me down with water, like, bad dog. And the water would all absorb after a while because it's foam rubber. So I would work and get warm, and then they'd spray me down, and I would get all cold. And then I would work, and I'd get hot again. It's like how I didn't get pneumonia, I don't know. But and then it just got heavier and heavier as the days went on. And they gave it to this poor guy, and I'm like, oh God, I'm getting out of here before I have to watch this because it's risky.
What was the second part of that question?
How did everybody ask what was their first impressions when they first saw it?
First impressions when you first saw the
I
movie?
thought it was a great job. I thought it was
When they first saw me in the costume?
Yeah.
Oh, no.
Him in a costume.
When you saw me in the costume.
So I was one of those actors walking on the set, seeing what's going on when I'm not working, and I'd walk by and see you motionless in this thing. I was like, there's somebody in there? And yeah, there's an actor in that suit. I felt bad for you like you felt bad for the next guy. Yeah. I never saw the next guy get in, but I was like, fuck. And then I didn't see him move until he came through that door, and I was like, again, like, fuck. He was hard, man. Tarman was an amazing character.
I didn't really see you much because most of my scenes were with James Cairns. So we didn't really hang out that much.
It was just on the staircase.
But you guys.
Right.
They didn't want me to see him, so they always kept us apart, and they put a sheet up to get him going and then to get me going, and they wanted like this genuine reaction of fear, like, oh my God. But when they pulled it down, I thought the costume was so cool, so I just had to go, oh my God. But it was such a great costume, and I do remember you sitting there with a straw in your mouth, getting hydrated.
Yeah.
It was like so sad.
I thought it was going cold.
Of course you did.
I remember like going up and talking to you and doing the answers and asking the questions.
Oh, good.
And you just...
That was you, huh?
Yeah.
I couldn't tell.
Yeah, well, I mean, every now and then I saw your lids were like moving. I didn't really know what was going on, but I figured I'd talk to you, and you didn't move, and I was really... I began to think there wasn't anybody in there really, but you seemed to sort of hear me. It was very weird. I thought I was like in a coma. I did all these hot tub movies, so I was sort of exhausted.
I thought it was awesome because remember I was the first one when you pulled that thing back But I thought it was awesome. I was just wondering, and my thing was, I would always just say, God, I know he's sweating in that thing. I know he's sweating in that thing. That was my only reaction. You know, they wanted me to play it, but my bulge, it didn't work.
Anyone else out there? Right there.
Hey, so I've always wanted to ask you guys.
Can you speak up, though?
No.
Yeah, so I was wondering, do you guys have a personal moment in Return of the Living Dead, or maybe like one that sticks out to you the most?
Mine was seeing them there naked. Because I did not know you could be naked like that. I was shocked. When I was like this, when she was dancing, I went, yeah, that was real. I literally didn't know you could be like that naked on a film, so I was shocked and happy. So
I was just shocked they didn't kill Tina. You know, really kill Tina. I thought it should be done sooner.
My favorite moment was we had been working for a couple of weeks on rehearsals, and then the first day of shooting when we all had our wardrobe on and we all looked so, well, we saw great, you know, the costumes and the hair and the makeup. That was like just unbelievable for me. And then also the last scene with me and Ernie, that really held a special place in my heart.
Yeah, that should have been done harder, faster, sooner.
We're gonna get COVID, right?
Definitely.
When I saw Tarman come out of there and Clue Gallagher had to knock his head off, when they set that up and he knocked his head off, that was my favorite moment because anything could have happened to that guy, you know. Clue's swinging a baseball bat, full thing. Now what do I do like? And I'm like, oh Jesus, we're gonna see someone get killed. You know, I thought we were gonna maybe see someone get really hurt. And that's always fun.
There's so many great moments, but the one that sticks out at the moment was when we were cutting the Yellow Corp's head off. And he gets up and Jimmy Caron's holding with the axe. He runs right past James Caron. Clue's like, oh, because he goes right past him. So that was, and my favorite scene probably is the half corpse where she's on the gurney and they have the conversation with her.
It makes the pain go
away. People, not people, brains. Stops the pain of dying, which is really cool. Insight to the zombies.
I think my favorite part was getting
off the suit
at the end of the film. Yeah, pretty much.
Getting out of it all.
You got a new suit in number 2.
Yes, that was a completely different thing in number 2.
completely different. Thank you.
Go to the bathroom.
Anybody else?
I got one.
Over there.
All right, go ahead, you got one.
Especially for Miguel. How much of your dialogue was ad-lib, or was everything scripted?
Oh, hell no. Probably 60%. He let me add lib anytime I wanted. So, as a matter of fact, he let us all. He let us all do that. No, he let us all do that.
What about Tarman? Was that your idea or was that in the script?
Oh yeah, that was my idea.
You haven't.
Can you give any updates or for Trash's Revenge?
Yeah, the revenge is coming. Next? No, I don't know.
Yeah, I think there's one more week of the crowdfunding. It's a gentleman in London who is producing and directing it. Linnea's starring in it. We all have parts in it. And you did yours. You did, remember? You did it.
I did.
I forget. I have to remind him.
I forgot.
Not me. Yeah, you did, but yeah. Anyway, but it should. Right now he's doing the crowdfunding. That's almost done. He also has some private investors, and so hopefully it'll get rolling this year. We're all really excited about it. It's kind of like a Norma Desmond thing where she goes into Hollywood. She's older now, and she doesn't get the reaction that she used to get, and so she wants to get her revenge. And I'm really excited because Thom and I have a great number. It's a musical number. And he'll be singing, and I believe I will be getting killed. And it's the revenge part. And also they're bringing back James, Karen, and John Calvin. Everyone's freaking out about it, about CGI and the AI, but it's not going to be like that. It's just it's almost like a memorial to them. It's going to be really lovely. The movie's not like all CGI and all AI, so it's going to be okay. I know people are making a lot of writings saying, oh my God, what are they doing? They're crazy, you can't do this. But the families have signed on after knowing what's going to happen, and they all agree that it will be a lovely tribute to them. So, yeah, thanks for asking that. Yeah,
and they're definitely coming because I hit it up and I had somebody who wanted to give them $3 million and they never even hit me back. So I guess the crowdfunding is really going well.
It was very troubled because of the other person that's doing another movie that they say return. I can't say too much because we're in a lawsuit against that fella because he tried to sue us. And
we want you all to write him and call him every kind of name in the book.
Give us the address.
There you go.
Right?
Yeah. Who with me?
Oh yeah, we have all the original music in Linnea's movie. We've got all of the most of the cast and the production designer, and it's going to. I'm hoping it's going to be great. I'm very hopeful. You never know how movies turn out, but I'm hopeful.
I think it's going to be great. We're going to call it great,
yeah.
and we're going to all support it, and we're going to make sure it does great.
Yeah, and the other guy, we'll have to read about that story. We're not allowed to really talk about
Yeah, don't do
that
it.
side. Yeah.
Thank you.
Wonderful. You had one right there. Yes? Yes?
I have a statement. It was for Miguel. I grew up with my neighborhood who watched VHSs, and my friends, Keenan and Ali, they loved watching you because you were a black character who was in the movie a lot, and you were smart and made good decisions. So
I like you. What's your number?
And I saw one.
Thank you.
Yeah, I have a question. You guys, are you guys surprised at all, or do you have feelings about the longevity of this movie? Just like, I mean, zombies existed before Romero. You know, there was a Lugosi white zombie, and the Val Lewton I Walked with a Zombie. But you know, in the modern era, we really have the Romero, Lucio Fulci zombie, and Return of the Living Dead. I think it was your guys' film that did the whole brain, you know, zombies craving brain.
And we ran.
People think that's from Romero, and it's not.
No.
It's from your guys' film.
Thank you.
And this film is still so, at least, you know, coming from the horror community, this film is so incredibly beloved and cherished even today. It's still watched and loved.
We had no clue, brother. We had no clue. No one knows. Think about the actors who might have turned this down. You know, we made more money doing this than we did on the films. You know, Leslie Nielsen turned this down. Now, where is he? He could be sitting right here making money. But no, we didn't have a clue. No one has a clue. You don't know what any film will do. You have no clue. And I can speak for all of us. We're as shocked and surprised that it has legs and that it's doing what it's doing now.
And we know how lucky we are. We all appreciate what we've got.
And we actually love each other, really, truly.
Say it again.
I'm going to take her tequila away.
We really do. We do love each other. I mean, what you see on film is actually, she still directs us and tells us what to do. That's a really amazing part. It's like she was always doing that during the movie. Yes, you're just telling, I mean, why are you even in the punk rock crowd? Telling us where to go to meet your boyfriend, and you're keeping us on schedule.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, what the hell? And she still does it. She books the airplanes. She does these around, what is it? You know, multitasking.
She does everything.
The texting.
What she's trying to say is Bev is Mama Bear.
Absolutely.
Yes. You're Mama Bear.
Yeah, but you're right. Return is kind of has become bigger than itself, only because of the fact. I mean, you can ask somebody what a zombies eat, and they say brains, and they haven't necessarily even seen Return of the Living Dead, but they know zombies eat brains. So it's kind of become. The movie's become part of pop culture. The thought of zombies eating brains has done, and I've seen it a million times on different shows. The character on Scooby-Doo, and the guy's going for brains, and the Glee, the musical Glee TV show, they were going for brains on that movie. I was like, that's why I was at home watching it. It was wild.
And our zombies had thought too. Remember, send more cops. Send more paramedics. You know, they were thinking zombies, so it kind of added a whole new twist to it. Okay, you beautiful black lady.
Thank you.
Nice t-shirt, by the way.
Thank you. We're going to talk about that. Okay. Along the lines of that question, Return of the Living Dead it's smarter than it has any business being. Did you guys know that when you read the script? Like,
hell to the no. Hell to the no.
It's, you know.
No, I had no idea. You know, for me, it read like a drama. And we acted it like a drama. We had no idea the comedy elements that were it. For me, it really is a dark comedy because what's funny, it's nervous laughter, it's the great one-liners, it's our
It's dead people screaming like that. I had no freaking clue that was supposed to be funny.
Great one-liners, yeah, and the comedy came out of it. Dan, if you knew Dan O'Bannon, he did not make a comedy. He was a very serious guy.
Yes.
He co-wrote Alien. I mean, that's the kind of guy he was. He died of some disease where 1 billion people get. I mean, he was just really eccentric and stuff, and creative and unbelievable. But the producers kind of geared it towards the comedy element of it after they screened it a couple times, because people were laughing in inappropriate spots, but it was out of nervous laughter and what the situations we got ourselves into. That's what they were laughing about, which was unbelievable. Hysterical, cutting the guy's head off and him getting up, and I mean, that's just like crazy. So much fun.
And Dan was very upset that the audience was laughing.
Yeah,
He didn't understand that.
He would be now. But and that added to the fact, like he said, that we were playing it as a serious thing. We didn't know, and the lines was there. It became what it became because of the way we were playing it. We played it. We didn't try to play it like a comedy. If we would have known it was a comedy.
Yeah. Look at how you're talking right now. You're serious, but you're hilarious.
I am? No, that's. I think that played a reason. What you say, Thom?
Yeah, that scene where James Carey and I in the office, and he's talking about it. I thought I was, acting with them, and he's doing that tongue freaking. I thought, man, he's really over the top.
You want to see it?
You want to see him? See what they're in the basement. I thought, oh my God, this guy's chewing up the scenery. But that scene kind of encapsulates the whole feeling of the movie. It's just so beautifully done that he did a great job.
I remember when I first got the script. I'm like, my whole background was theater, right? So you analyze the text. So I'm looking at the script and I'm thinking, I'm asking questions and saying, all right, so if he's like turning into tar and melting and barely able to stand up, how can his jaw bite through somebody's skull? I mean, I couldn't even do that if I were alive, And so, but by the time I put the suit on and I looked in the mirror, I realized, oh, it's not that kind of movie. This is a whole new thing, and I just have to, not worry about all that other stuff.
How did you do that?
I never thought about that when you just said to right now.
Yeah.
What's that?
I never thought about that till right now. How you bite his head without your jaws?
Yeah, it's like, it doesn't make any sense.
I didn't even think that far.
And then I realized, okay, it's not that kind of movie. And I just have to, but once I put the suit on and I looked in the mirror, I realized, I realize now what this thing can do. And how I can, make it
Show us! Show us!
He'll show you all. Pass the dollar here.
Make it rain. So the way I was thinking of it is because he's barely being held together, that his pelvis might just sort of squirt out from him at any moment. Right, it's just barely holding him together. So that's how this sort of rocking thing started. And then so as I started walking, I realized this thing was just sort of my pelvis was not under my own control. And it just sort of led me around. There's as a serious actor, we all look, sometimes we look for the center of our character, physicality, the center. Some characters lead from their chest or whatever. For me, it was my pelvis, but not in that sense.
I just have to say something. John Philbin is the greatest boyfriend ever. I mean, I just didn't see it back then. I was young. But when he, oh my God, we're together, we're about to die. And then I gave him sex, and it was really awesome right before death, right?
Thank you very much.
You talked about, your past theater experiences. Did you have any dance training or movement training that helped you kind of develop that?
Just a little bit, just sort of movement for actors, and I took a tap dancing class, and this was all at Cal Arts, and there was like a mime class, but it was, I never considered myself a dancer or a mime or any of that stuff.
He's not a dancer.
Well, tap is all core, so that helped.
Yeah. I've always been very just sort of physically present in my performances. whatever I think, just sort of, I can't help it, that it comes out in my body, you know. So I think that helped.
Thank you. You had a question with your hand up very patiently.
Yeah, that was more of a statement. I just wanted to thank all of you guys for being in the movie. It's one of my favorites of all time. If I got one last movie before I go, Return of the Living Dead will be it.
Thank you. Go dance with him, baby.
Doesn't matter. I can watch it with my eyes closed. I know the entire movie, start to finish.
Thank you very much, brother. We appreciate you as well.
My first movie was Friday the 13th 5 with you in it. When I was 5.
Young man.
Are y'all all excited for the new reboot, remake?
That's what they were talking about.
No.
Wait, they're doing a remake?
Let me be honest, no.
Are they remaking, or is this the trash movie?
Well, there's not a remake. There's not a remake. It's a gentleman who claims to have the rights to. I'm trying to watch for no shake if I say the wrong thing.
Keep going.
A gentleman who claims that he has the rights to the movie, which he does not, and he's been making money. Yeah, he's been making money telling people that he does have the rights. And so he did raise money to do a video. I think a lot of people have seen it. And a teaser. And so we're all heading to court soon to finish it. Yes.
So get his name and go get his ass too.
So let's shut this down, right? Okay, I haven't gone to this section very often. Do we have any in here? Right there in the mask.
So obviously we all really like horror, and we've seen your movie a bunch of times. But what do you all really like, and what kind of movies do you all watch and rewatch and consume and obsess over and quote?
Gladiator.
Mine is Shawshank Redemption. I love that movie.
I said Gladiator. Oh, I'm sorry. Gladiator. I like romantic
Sure
comedies.
is.
Romantic comedies? Yeah, I like romantic comedies.
Do you have a favorite?
Not like, there's, well, I won't remember the name of it. No, not the Notebook. I don't remember that.
Freaking no.
It was beautiful. But I can't think of it. But it's one where Deborah Messing hires a guy to go.
That's the wedding day.
Oh, I love you guys. That's such a fun one to me. Love it.
My favorite movie is a Coen Brothers movie called Miller's Crossing. It's a noir detective movie. It's my favorite movie. I fucking love that movie.
So many great movies, but Godfather series, franchise, 1917, what they did with that movie was amazing technically. So many great movies.
Yeah, I have pretty eclectic tastes also, so I tend toward the classics, the Godfathers, and the Field of Dreams just makes me weep every time.
What about Slam Dunk Ernest?
Oh yeah, the Muppets, Christmas Carol is still one of the best versions out there. I think.
He played Kermit for 2 years.
No, I did not. I didn't work on that.
Okay, you had one. I saw your hand go up. Yes.
Yes, so with Return of the Living Dead, it having probably one of the most indestructible zombie species, I should say. What do you think your likelihood in your universe would be for survival?
Say that again. What do we think?
Real loud.
So with Return of the Living Dead zombies being probably one of the toughest zombies to kill in your universe, what is the likelihood of your survival? Do you think that you will have?
Oh, for us, if we were in a world where those zombies were out,
I would definitely survive. 100%.
Yeah.
Ain't nobody eat my brain.
Yeah, Chuck would be protecting me, and we would survive.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. That's a great question. I'd have to. I'd fight.
I'd probably try to get the Tina, if the nuke didn't hit us, and she'd become a zombie, and we would have zombie babies together, zombie kittens and zombie cats and dogs and stuff like that. Good family. Talk about zombie apocalypse.
I'm all about the nuke, dropping the nuke on us, because I didn't think that any. I know I was but before I would like to go out making love to Casey when a nuclear bomb drops.
I would have found Linnea and let her bite me in my head.
Kill me.
Anybody else?
He's a zombie.
Yep. But what about for you as Allan? Would you survive?
He just said.
No.
He just went.
Oh no, I would be like the first to go. I'm sorry, I can see where this is heading. Just go ahead, my guy.
Let's go.
I can't run.
Just for you two guys, was it easier to survive the zombies or Jason?
Oh, good.
The zombies for me because I didn't die. I got news. And Jason, he got me taking a shit, so he ain't got no respect. He got no respect for anybody. He can get you anywhere you at. These bricks are white. Come out.
Is it easier to survive zombies or Jason?
Well, that's a weird question for me because I killed Jason and I was a zombie. So
Jason.
I don't know.
You thought you killed Jason.
You did.
You killed him.
Good question.
Anyone else?
I got one real quick.
Okay.
How often are people screaming these damn enchiladas at you?
All the time. That and the ooh baby, ooh baby. They say they do that when they're at home. Like if his wife's in the bathroom, he said them damn enchiladas, she say the same thing.
All right. One there, and then one there, and then we're wrapping it up.
If there were an authorized remake, who ought to play each one of y'all in a perfect world?
Oh my God.
Make it happen. I agree with you. I think that would be good.
Who would you cast as yourself?
Me. I could be a zombie. And again, you never saw us die, so all they got to do is start the film with us coming out of stuff. And we survived. Oh, I make a hell of a zombie though. Yeah, I make a hell of a zombie. Like, come here, bitch. You know how many times I said that in the film?
I would want Demi Moore to do
That's a good one.
I saw someone say Eliza Roberts on a magazine. They said, "Oh, this would be the person who played Tina next." But I don't. No, not Eliza. That's the wife. The daughter of Eric Roberts.
Timothy Chalamet plays Chuck.
Emma.
I take it back.
I might just get back in the suit myself.
Crazy question.
Wait. I want Forrest Whitaker to play me.
All right, one more back there. Yes.
Just had a quick question. You guys have worked with so many amazing actors over the years, like Ronald Julia, Flynn. Do you have any personal favorites to work with? Would love to bit of working again.
My favorite, I have to say, is Eddie Murphy.
Eddie Murphy?
Because I did 3 films with him, and it's always fun on the set. I have to say Eddie.
Any good?
Well, I'd have to say Forrest Whitaker. He's been my best friend for 50 years now. So I was originally hired on what was that thing with John Clark? The very first movie, I can't even remember. Bloodsport. And then we had a little issue. And anyway, Forrest Whitaker is who I would.
Did you write him?
Did I write him? Oh my God!
I'm just curious. I was going to call him and ask him.
I just worked last year with Robert Romanus, and he's here from Fast Times at Ridgemont High. He was so great to work with. I just loved it. But besides all of these people up here, he was a lot of fun.
Patrick Swayze, without a doubt. And after that, Kurt Russell.
Yeah. So there you go. For me, I like to. I did a thing with George C. Scott, which are pretty amazing.
Did a special with Dolly Parton once. She had a TV series in the 80s, and she had a Christmas episode, and had some puppets on it. And so I got to do that episode, and man, she's just like amazing. She's just amazing.
Did you look into her eyes when you spoke to her?
Well, the thing is,
or did you look down?
We're at the table reading through the script on the first day of rehearsal. And, usually you just skip over the songs. So, great, there's a song here and the song here, we skip over that. And she started singing the song a cappella in the room. And it was like the angels had just come down and filled the room with this golden light. I just couldn't believe what I was hearing. It was just
So are you saying you want Dolly Parton to play you as a zombie?
Sure. Why not? She's great.
How's it going?
Okay, to wrap us up, I got one more question for you guys. Now, I have a podcast called The Dolls of Horror. When we cover a movie, we pick an epic line from each movie we talk about. And I would love to know what is your epic line from your movie. This movie. It doesn't have to be your own, though.
I can guess Allan's. Brains.
It doesn't have to be your own if you don't want it to be.
Does it have to be your own?
Nope.
My line is one of Tom's lines. Line in the movie is like this job.
Yeah.
Which was an ad-lib, by the way.
Which is an ad.
Really?
Yeah. That's how it happened.
There's so many great lines, and I love my earth fudge. Earth fudge, you know.
Well, I would have to say, fuck off and die. Because I loved you. I did. I really did.
Oh, mine without busting in the damn head.
Yeah.
And stupid honkies.
His job, I guess. I just want to say thanks to all, everyone for coming. Also, James, Karen, and Clue, and Don Kaufman for being here. We wouldn't be a part of this, Dan is not here today. Jimmy, we found out we were on the second one that we had the same birthday, so we always shared our birthdays together every year until he passed. But he was in his 80s, and I asked him. I said, Jimmy, you're young, you're still vital. What's going on? How do you get up every day and you're so positive? He goes, well, it's about routine. I said, routine, yeah. He goes, every morning without an incident, I go pee. And I said, 7:15, I go number 2, and then at 7:30, I get up out of bed. So that's what his routine was every Tuesday night.
Guys, thank you so much.